evening to one and all. Welcome to the biggest student panel discussion, where we have students not only from India, but from abroad as well. They are here today to share with us why they have reached where they are. Heartfelt gratitude to Dimple ma'am for giving me this opportunity to moderate and learn from some of the dynamic brains of the country. Dimple ma'am, we would like a few words from you.
Very good evening to everyone. I am Dimple Verma, a first generation women entrepreneur heading WizRobo, Institute of Robotic Science and Technology. We are setting up robotic labs, clubs, provide trainings, workshops, and competitions for K-12 students. We are also a member of Intel Technology Provider Program for setting up artificial intelligence labs in schools all over Punjab. Today, we are here to discuss that how early exposure to STEM and robotics can build your career. We have young panelists today with us who are all set to share their journey. So let's hear from all of them. Over to Avni.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Without much ado, let me welcome aboard our genius panelists for the day. A renowned name in the field of robotics, youngest in India to make a line follower robot and a quadcopter, bagged the title of India Book of Reward in 2014 and 2017. Selected for Young Scientist Program by ISRO. Aravind, we welcome you on the board. Now, let me welcome a young entrepreneur who has started her own soap brand, philanthropist, and a robotic aficionado. She's also a part of several NGOs and believes strongly in social service. Meher Gupta on board. Let me extend a warm welcome to a technology enthusiast, my own batchmate, the ambassador of Satpal Mittal School, someone who made it to top colleges all around the world this year. He has not only excelled in academics, but has also won the first position in World Education Robotics Contest held in Shanghai, second position in the IRC Robotics League held in Moscow, and participated in numerous other competitions around the world. Truly an all-rounder. Snehal Jindal. Last but not the least, let us put our hands together to the man who has worked relentlessly to chase his dreams and is at one of the top league universities of the world. A rank holder in non-medical from Sacred Heart Convent School with 92% and a scholarship holder from University of Toronto, Siddharth Sharma. Now, Siddharth, we would like a few words from you.
Thank you, Avni. Hi, I'm Siddharth Sharma and I'm currently in the Engineering Science program at the University of Toronto. I have done my class 12th in non-medical at Sacred Heart Convent School, Ludhiana. I am a tech enthusiast, which led me to pursue robotics here at WizRobo. Thank you.
Thank you, Siddharth. Meher, we would like a few words from you as well.
Hello everyone, my name is Meher Gupta and I'm currently in grade 11 at Satpal Mittal School, Ludhiana. I've been doing robotics at WizRobo for around 2 years now, and it has truly been an extremely great experience. WizRobo has not only boosted my confidence level, but it has also increased my technical skills. Thank you.
Thank you, Meher. Arman, we would like to know your journey so far.
So my journey so far has been amazing, and I'm currently studying in grade 10 in Satpal Mittal School. For robotics, it was a very amazing journey so far because during these years I've done so much in this field, and also I made like 2 records for India Book of Record. So I think, and also I was selected for UVica for the ISRO program. So I think my journey so far has been amazing.
Thank you, Arman. Snehal, the audience would like to know more about you.
Hi everyone, I'm Snehal and I'm the current student ambassador of Satpal Mittal School. So I've pursued robotics for the last 4 years of my life, and I think it has really helped me not into get into all of my dream universities, but also gain tons of knowledge and tons of experience that I would be sharing with all of you today.
Thank you, Snehal. Meher, how did you come to know about WizRobo?
I've always been a very tech savvy person, but after I joined WizRobo, I realized that my interest in technology has reached a new level. So WizRobo is already a very renowned institute in my city. That's how I got to know about it. But the best thing about Vizrobo is how it combines fun along with learning. So when we build something, it is followed by certain activities that helps boost our confidence about what we have made. And it's actually like a stress buster between the hectic routine we have, and it's not like a regular class or something. So I advise everyone who has interest in robotics to do it. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Meher. Arman, how did early exposure to STEM and robotics help you in deciding your career path?
So I think early exposure to STEM has always helped me. I was always fascinated with gadgets and all. So I used to like think how they work and what is the actual mechanism and the machinery behind it. So also, so this thing was like just a spark to me, and thus I found my passion to learn technology. So I mean, like I got very fascinated by these things, how they actually work, how what is the mechanism behind it. So it acted as a spark to me, and this is now my passion.
Thank you, Arman, for the insightful perspective. Snehal, we would like you to share your journey in robotics so far.
So I think robotics has definitely played a huge role in my life. My journey in robotics started in 2016 when I first went to China with Visrobo. And actually, at that time, being a commerce student and having quite a less experience in robotics, I was very nervous at first. But then attending classes at Visrobo, it not only helped me learn robotics and but also actually win the first position among 20 countries in my first ever robotics competition. And I can say with confidence that since that day, my journey with this robo has only gotten better and better. With every competition, I've met new teams, new people, new instructors, and every time in some different part of the world. With every challenge that we face, I got to know what teamwork and hard work really are. And even as the student ambassador of my school, I've always encouraged all my juniors to not restrict themselves to sports or arts, and take up something as challenging as robotics. So like if I've gotten into the top 10 colleges in the US and the UK, I think it's just because I was able to stand out as a student and as a technology enthusiast. And I just hope that by the end of this journey, I don't become a mere businessman, but a business innovator, someone who does something that's not been done before.
Thank you for sharing your journey, Snehal. It motivated and inspired each one of us. Siddharth, what advice would you like to give to young children who are still not sure about their career?
So to be honest, even I wasn't really sure about my career choice till my class 11. Early exposure to robotics helped me in choosing my career. Well, I would ask you to try something in the field of STEM education as it has a lot of scope and it is a booming field where you might find your calling like I did. In the end, final decision is gonna be yours. But I would say one thing: definitely try STEM education like robotics. That's all.
Thank you, Siddharth. It was indeed a helpful advice. This is for the information of the audience that if they have any questions, they can write it in the chat section. The questions will be addressed later on. As we have only limited time, we will only be able to take up a few questions. It will be appreciated if the other questions could be dropped in a mail so we can get back to you with it. We would also like to inform the audience that we are sharing the link of the Google Forms in the chat box. Kindly fill it so that we can keep you updated about the upcoming webinars. Moving on, Arman, we would like to know what sacrifices have you made in your life to attain this position, and do you think it was justified enough?
There were many times like when all my friends used to play on like mobiles, PS4, etc. And like they used to spend enough time on social media, hanging out with each other, and which everyone would love to do, of course. But I somehow chose to utilize my time productively, and I tried to stay away from the social media and all those games on mobiles. And believe me, I have no regret. Rather, I feel that I worked on building my foundation at the very right time. Now I am crystal clear about my future goals and career path. So I think that it is justified enough.
Thank you for sharing that with us, Arman. Meher, many people feel that this is one field or line led by men. Why did you choose to learn robotics? And what is your advice to young girls who can choose this as a potential career?
So, robotics is the future in today's time, and believing that robotics is only for boys is nothing but a petty illusion. The reason I joined the reason I decided to pursue robotics was the main reason was to change this stigma that is in people's mind these days. And so I do robotics, and to be very honest, it is as much as for girls as it is for boys. So it's my advice to all the girls who have passion of robotics not to let any of these stereotypes affect you, and do whatever you wish to. Thank you.
Thank you, Meher. I'm sure all of us agree with you. Siddharth, we would like to know your experience and struggles that made you reach your dream university.
Well, so I had applied and got into 10 top league universities across North America and Australia. So living up to that was quite a struggle. Juggling my schedule with non-medical course load, where I had to dedicate about 14 hours in a day to my academics, robotics, and other co-curricular activities from school was particularly stressful. This was in addition to preparing for my university application. In all this chaos, sports helped me to take a breather. I made it a point to spare an hour and a half in my day schedule for some sports activity such as cricket, badminton, or going to gym, because physical activity is equally important for our health. So I would say, all in all, this paid me off as we won the nationals at Delhi, second place internationals in Russia. So all these achievements at robotics, which I was able to secure at VizRobo, helped me secure my place at all my dream universities around the world. That's all.
Thank you, Siddharth. It's our experiences and struggles that teaches us best. Snehal, what do you think is the future of robotics? And how do you see yourself in that future development?
So I think about the future of robotics, all I can say is that when we as children hope to become doctors, engineers, or even businessmen, what we don't realize is that all of these directly or indirectly relate to technology, because I think in the coming years, technology would be a part of every career field that you can possibly think of. So I believe that without technology, you can become something, but with technology, you can actually stand out in that field. And even for myself, I think having this experience would help me turn my business into every technological dimension possible. So that's how I plan to stand out with this experience.
Thank you, Snehal. This is a reminder to the audience that the chat section is available for your questions. The questions will be addressed later on. Thank you. Arman, what do you think is the right age to start learning technology?
I think age is just a number, but my sincere advice to parents is that this is the golden opportunity for children to make a difference in their lives using new technologies which are boundless. In particular, if I talk about robotics and automation, it's an emerging field. It's time for them to explore, which can lead them straight into their careers and, of course, their dream universities. And this is an amazing opportunity, especially this time during the COVID situation, through online courses. This is an amazing opportunity for them to reinforce the skills during this coronavirus quarantine. Thank you.
Thank you, Arman. This is also a reminder for the audience that the link is in the chat section of the Google Forms, and please fill it so that we can keep you updated about our upcoming webinars. Thank you so much to our brilliant panelists for sharing their journey and help us get a clearer vision for our future. I'm sure it helped each one of us. The only regret that I have is that I didn't get such a chance when I was young, but I'll make sure that my brother continues with it. Now, I would like to welcome on board the lady with a vision, the lady who started the legacy of robotics to equip the kids with the brain development mechanisms, Mrs. Dimple Verma, who enlighten us with her informative words.
Thank you so much, Avni. I think my young panelists, they have already done the job. But definitely to add a few points, I would really like to make a note of a few things. As we all know that 90% of the brain development happens in our early years only. So that's the age where we need to focus more. We help children develop and enhance their skills in the core subjects like science and mathematics. I mean, every child has to study science and mathematics up to 10th standard. So what if we give them that practical knowledge which will help them into a potential career? We start building this foundation at the age of 5 years. And by the time they reach up to 14 or 15, they are skilled enough to use this technology. If I talk about digital transformation, it's less about technology, but more about people. I think you can buy any technology, but your ability to adapt this technology tools that depends on developing the next generation of skills, which should close the gap between the talent supply and the demand. I think it's quite simpler that the most brilliant innovation is irrelevant if we are not skilled enough to use it. And also, the most impressive human minds will also become less useful if they don't team up with technology. I think during this coronavirus COVID crisis, one of the most obvious consequences will be the infusion of data enabled services into our lives, which will have a wider impact. It's certainly not out of the question to think that our kids will be working for jobs that we have never dreamt of. So I think as a result, youngsters should be adept with future technology well in advance. I want to share a sincere advice to parents that yes, being parents, we are the role models. We have to play a vital role in our child's life. And giving your child an exposure to STEM and robotics, maybe it's in a school or at an extra class, let them just experience it. And you never know when they get inclined to it. Maybe your child is the next future leader. Maybe your child is the next innovator. So I think we can help them at least experience this technology tool, which may lead them into a potential career. So I think we can open the panel for the questions. And Avni, I think we can take the questions.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your amazing and brilliant advice and making us more aware about STEM and robotics and how it is the need of the hour. The panel is now open to questions. Snehal, I have a question for you. Why and how is technology a part of our lives?
So I think to answer that question, I would just say that all of us should imagine our day only, like right since when we wake up until we go to bed, we interact with technology countless times, be it using your phone or sitting in the car. So I think at every step, in some or the other way, you're interacting with some sort of technology and you can't neglect it. You can't ignore how crucial technology is today and in the days to come. So having an experience in technology now or having an early experience in technology, I would say it really gives you the wings to equip yourself with the knowledge that you would need in the coming years.
Thank you, Snehal. Siddharth, I have a question for you. How can one decide in early age that their child will excel in robotics?
Okay, so since it's in the early ages, we children really depend upon our parents as our role models in that tender age. So my advice, as Dimple ma'am has already emphasized, that parents can enroll their students in the children in some school activities related to STEM and robotics, maybe in school or some other coaching or extracurricular. So they can actually mold and see if their child shows interest in those activities. So yeah, that would be my advice in that case. Just be a role model for your child and encourage them for this field. That's all.
Avni, I think here I would like to add few things. Because many a times when we are counseling parents, when we are, actually working with children, we have found that being parents, maybe unintentionally, we are somewhere, just getting our children little, developing a phobia on the core subjects like science and mathematics. Maybe many times, we are telling our child that, okay, for science and maths, maybe you can go for a tuition class, and rest of the subjects, maybe a mother or a father can handle. So, what I feel is right from the very beginning, we have, given an inclination, or, we've given a perspective to a child that, yes, this is the subject area which maybe a mother is also not comfortable. So, that's the time when we really need to understand that we need not to develop such type of mental blocks in our child. And I think we are using science in our daily lives as well. So it's just a block or a mindset that we need to change. And I think it's the right time we need to understand. See, during this crisis, what has happened now? We all are sitting at home. We are, not going to school. We are not going to tuition centers. But do you think your studies, your the things that you were learning has stopped you? So we don't feel that a school building, or just going to the schools was which was giving or imparting us education. But yes, adapting to this technology tools, maybe it was a little flashy for the parents who have never used this technology before. But this was the time when everyone, maybe this crisis has forced all of us to adapt it. So I think if we can do this, we can actually make us understand that this is a tool which is very, very vital, which should be adopted. I think that will help all of us and our children. And I think our children, they are already, born with this technology. So I think it's just the mindset or the block of a parents that the child is small, maybe he needs a little more time, or maybe he'll understand when he'll grow up. So I think we can, work on these things at a pretty early age.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We have a question for Ariman. What all skills do you think are required to learn STEM and robotics?
So basically, I think that in particular, you do not need any skill for that. Just a passion is enough to drive. So you do not need particular any skill, but if you have a passion towards it, like it will just go as it is. So I think from the early ages, if a person is passionate towards a particular thing, he does not need a skill to do that, because when you grow up and when you gain experience, you'll automatically gain all the skills. Thank you.
Thank you, Ariman. Meher, we have a question for you. During this current crisis, how do you think technology is helping us?
I think during the current crisis where everyone has locked down in their houses, technology is the one that is helping us the most to pass our time, from cooking fancy food in the kitchen to watching TV on Netflix or whatever. Everything involves technology, and this is the time when we are utilizing it the most, because there's no actual contact with the outside world, and the only way we can have contact with the outside world is through technology. For example, this panel discussion that's taking place, it's all because of technology.
Yes, Meher, we totally agree.
Yeah, definitely, Meher. I would like to add that this is a live example that we all are using technology. So as during this lockdown, we cannot go and meet parents, but yes, we can, spread our message through this webinar.
Seeing, seeing that Siddharth, you've done non-medical. Do you think that we need science and maths to understand and excel in technology?
I think it's not exactly related to science and technology. Yeah, we do need a base for a base in science and technology, science and maths to understand robotics. But mostly, as Ayaman has already said, I feel it's passion driven. As I've seen that my education in non-medical subjects like physics, chemistry, and maths, they have not contributed that much in robotics. And as we can see, Snehal here is from commerce, and he's doing equally well. So I think it's more of a passion-driven thing as compared to what your education is. That's all.
Thank you so much, Siddharth.
Betterment of human race and the planet, I think use of robotics is necessary, because you see, for the betterment of human race, like see, Edison invented the bulb. So that is betterment for our human, for the human race only. Because see, what happens is that gradually the technology is increasing and it is making our lives easier. So like from before and now, you can see the major difference between the technology, what was before and what is right now. And for the planet, of course, because if you do something for the human race, and like you could, like we have developed some systems such as like automatic watering systems. So what, that these systems work for the betterment of planet as well. Because nowadays we have technologies such as, like, whenever the plant requires water, it will automatically fetch some water. So this will help the plant to get accurate water, and secondly, for not wasting water as well. This is just one example I've given. So there are like hundreds of examples, and I mean, like, there are like endless of examples that I can give for human race and planet. So I think it is a necessary thing for betterment of human race and planet. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I think Kariman is right here, and I would also like to add that if we see the current scenario, so in case you, as somebody has asked, that will this robot be able to help in our planets and the human race? So during this current crisis, if we talk about, there are so many robots who are working as the frontline workers. So maybe in place of humans, we can send. So I think we just need an idea, we just need that spark, and that's it, wherein we can actually think, and we can develop the projects or the things that can actually help our planet develop more better and in a beautiful way. So it's all the thought processes that we need to develop, and we need to sync our actions with our thoughts, so that we are able to innovate. So I think there's another question, that robots will likely replace most of low complexity jobs. So what kind of impact will a mature robotic industry have on an environment? Yes, see, what I feel is robots can definitely replace so many things, maybe a lot of jobs, the complexity of jobs as well. But where we need a human touch, so I think that cannot be replaced. So that is very, very important, where I feel that that cannot be, I think we cannot replace a human with a robot. So that's very, very important to understand that yes, we have to use this technology for the betterment, but yes, not to replace it. So I think what you say on this, Siddharth.
As I've already, I had a chat with Aaron Saunders from Boston Technology regarding this at my university. So what he told, since they specialize in the robotics field only, building the Atlas robot, what he said that the robots becoming our overlords and something like that, uh, those things are very far away from the current date. So it's a bit unrealistic if we talk with the technologies available today.
Yeah, I think it's right.
Thank you so much, Siddharth. My apologies to Snehal and Siddharth for the interruption. My net connection was bad. The questions which are left, can you please drop them in the mail so that we can get back to you? This is to remind the audience that we have shared the link of the Google Forms in the chat box. Please fill it so that we can keep you updated about the upcoming webinars. Thank you so much, audience, for sparing a valuable time. I'm sure the session will help you plan the best for your children. Deep gratitude to all the panelists for sparing their time out of their busy schedule of incessant online classes. I wish the best of luck to each one of you for your bright future. May this pandemic pass soon and we emerge winners in our daily lives. Once again, thank you, Dimple ma'am, for organizing such a meaningful webinar. This is Avni Gupta signing off.
Thank you to all my young panelists. Thank you so much. We are sharing the Google sign up link where you all can be staying updated. If you need updates more on technology and how we can make this world a better place. So kindly drop in your mails, drop in your queries, and we'll definitely get back to you. Thank you so much. Thank you, all the young panelists. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. This is Avni Gupta signing off. Stay safe, stay home, and keep learning.